Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Like the Way You Drink. I'm here with my lovely co-host.
Gladys Boutwell, Lady G. Thank you, Tim.
I would not put this show on if it wasn't for you.
Oh,
I could never do this.
I have to get my props other than the food.
I know. We're going to have to come up with props for our show.
I do have ideas for that. Thanks to eWomen. So Sandra Yancey, I think she's spoken at Craig's events before, but she put on an online event a couple years ago, and she sent us all that registered this box with all sorts of goodies in it. One of them was pom-poms, which I keep on my desk for the last 2.5 years, and people are all like, why do you have pom-poms on your desk? And I'm like, why not? Sometimes there's times to celebrate. I pull out the pom-poms, do it in front of the camera. I also have my light bulb moment and my heart emoji that I put up against because it's not the same, because I can do the back and forth. So I'm going to put together something like that because I think it's a great idea, because sometimes it's a light bulb moment. You're just like, oh, and you're on.
Maybe we need to get them done in like whiskey glasses, the heart whiskey glass.
Oh, yes.
For our show. I mean, because we got to do it different on this show.
Yeah. Well, we got to do things foodie, alcohol, liquor related.
Yeah. So, one more week of me doing the podcast from here, and then the studio shuts down.
Yes.
So
just temporarily. We're gonna have
this studio shuts down. I open up a new studio next month. So
bigger and better. It's gonna say under construction. The Black Bear Diner that's right across the way, they have the open while under construction, whereas Saloon 99, they're completely closed while they're under remodel construction. So there's a lot of remodeling and construction going on right now. Yeah. You would think this is like their busy season, but I think this is when they can get in after a year of waiting for construction. So when you can get it.
So we went over the weekend. We go to we have season tickets to a theater over in Fort Worth called Casa Mañana. All right. If you've seen the TV show Yellowstone, it shows the horse, what do they call it? The rodeo thing in Fort Worth. Well, the silver dome thing next to it is the theater we go to, right?
Oh, okay.
So like we pull up, we see all the horse trailers over there every time. Well, we went this weekend. We go over, we stay at Saturday night. We go out to dinner in a nice place. The place we went out to dinner was so cool. It was part of the hotel. It was down in the basement of this place called the Wicked Butcher. All right. I did ask for. I got there and they had on their bourbon menu. They had Bakers, the 7-year-old Bakers.
Okay.
They didn't have it. I was crying. And the guy goes, "Well, just in case we don't have that, what's your second choice?" I'm like, "I don't want a second choice. You showed that to me. I want that."
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. So, but then we went on Sunday morning. We went to, it was the place we were going to go to get brunch or lunch, was full. So we went to a bar close by, which is more of a nightclub than it was and they had like a brunch buffet.
Okay.
But I mean, it was a loud nightclub kind of setting that people were in there.
For brunch?
One of the things they had was their mimosas, right? Was not called a mimosa. It was brought to you in a big tank. This tall.
Oh, gosh.
Ready? When I tell you what this thing was called, it's going to blow your mind. They called it the Golden Shower. I did not get one. I got an old fashioned.
Okay, I was gonna say, are we gonna have golden showers for
No, I'm an old fashioned guy. I don't go there.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Too funny.
Anyway, so
you gotta make it fun.
Yeah, this week I got the smell of fruits and stuff in front of me with everything I got in front of me. This week we decided we're doing like this series we were doing on what we call American Whiskeys and Pie.
Right.
Well, we decided to do something that was a very, very unique, shall we say, American theme.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've seen it in the notes I put on there today, but we're going to make a drink with our whiskey today is Skrewball's Peanut Butter Whiskey. All right.
For all the screwballs out there, this one's for you.
Yep. But we're going to make a drink with it that's called the peanut butter and jelly. So I wrote down, this is not the peanut butter and jelly that Mom sent to school with you.
Although you could top it off with a mini PB&J, which I've been crazy today, and I went, oh my goodness, I didn't get any berries to put peanut butter on top of it to decorate it with. I didn't make a PB&J sandwich. I had all the fixings at home. I could have just slapped on the peanut butter, the jelly, just slapped it on even sloppily to have it, and then cut it off into a smaller squares, but I did not. So
yeah, I thought about it too, just of making them, but I'm like, half our stuff is packed up. So like, I don't have a lot of stuff here to do interesting recipes. We did our pies chosen for this week were strawberry rhubarb and key lime. Yes. Now that's quite a wide span in flavor to then mix with a peanut butter whiskey.
Yes.
But we don't know what works and what doesn't. We figured we'd try it, right?
Because I have not mixed it up. I don't know. And I was able to find strawberry rhubarb. Thank you, Sherry's. Mm-hmm. Usually Kroger and Safeway carry it. A whole pie, a half a pie, slices. They had none. They had no key lime. So my savior was Sherry's, and they were out of the key lime pie. So what I did was I have a key lime cheesecake. And then Chobani, what I did was I got their yogurt, which has the crumbles. So this is the Chobani flip.
You put the crumbles on the bottom, yeah.
I put the crumbles on the bottom and then the yogurt on top to kind of make it look like a little parfait, like a little, slice of pie into the my Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey.
Of course, we've got to do it in one of our many sponsored, or not quite yet sponsored cups.
Right.
Yeah.
So this particular bottle, I got the medium-sized bottle. I didn't want the huge one. They're like, oh, we'll get you the little one. And I said, no, I don't want the little one. I said, I want the medium-sized one. So there are multiple sizes now of the Skrewball. This is originally, do you know where this started? Do you have any idea what coast? We'll start with the coast.
I'm guessing. At first, I thought this would be an East Coast thing, but I'm guessing it's not.
It's not. It's a West Coast thing. Husband and wife team, Stephen and Brittany Yang from San Diego, California, came up with this. Now, Stephen, he's an immigrant from Cambodia. He and his family had a restaurant and a bar. And then his wife, they're high school sweethearts. Brittany, she's a lawyer and a chemist. So what Stephen wanted to do is make a delicious peanut butter tasting drink because he loves peanut butter. And as he's doing this, he figured, well, why not make a whiskey that tastes like peanut butter? So then he enlisted the help of his wife. So it wasn't until 2018 that they came up with this concoction of real peanut butter. They use real peanut butter in here. It is made with real peanuts, not peanut butter, but peanuts. There are real peanuts in the making of this whiskey. Not all Skrewballs or not all whiskeys are Skrewballs, but all Skrewballs are whiskeys, even though it's a flavored one. So when they started, they had to self-fund because nobody would take them seriously. Whenever they called anybody, they either got put on hold, they were on mute, or they got hung up on because nobody thought they were going to be able to, a peanut butter flavored whiskey, what is wrong with you? Hence the Skrewball, a little different. And then once they came up with this, then calling distributors, and then that was even worse. It's like, why would I want to distribute your peanut butter flavored whiskey? And so everything was done by, they labeled all the bottles, they bottled it, made it, their patrons would buy it, and then they started getting more orders and people started to buy it. Well, that's when Vern Underwood, if you're in Oregon, you might know of Young's Market. There is a Young's Market here in Oregon, which is one of the largest, not as big as Diageo, but they're still pretty darn big, of distributors of liquors. They're the ones that make Tito's vodka, Fireball, and Cazadores tequilas, just a brand that was known. And so he said, you know what? I can make this happen. And knowing what they had done with Tito's and Fireball and Cazadores, they figured, you know what? Let's do this because he can make it happen. So they then signed on with Infinium Spirits, which is a national distributor. And that's how this peanut butter whiskey went national. They started in 2018 and 2019. They grew by like 500%. And then in 2020, they grew by 1900%. They grew like this, like boom. They actually left their daytime job, if you will, to focus solely on.
Like we're going to do when our podcast takes off.
Yes, we're going to be out there doing the things because you got to dream big. You got to dream big. So
dream big.
This is a little bit thicker, a little bit stickier, and there is more texture to it. I tried it one time, and I was very hesitant, but we had to try it because why not? And then I've not made the peanut butter and jelly drink just yet, but from what I heard, this is supposed to be a little bit sweeter. So I am going to actually, I had my little guy in here. I'm not going to put ice in it. I want to just.
I know. I'm doing mine at first, just straight, no ice.
So that you can see that gorgeous caramel color. Oh my goodness. And the smell. Wow. The smell just goes peanut butter, peanut butter.
It gives more of a peanut butter smell than a peanut butter taste.
It is.
I want to say it's more of a candied peanut butter taste, like a Reese's, like a Reese's peanut butter.
Yeah, like a caramel. This is what that tastes like.
Caramel, that's it. Caramel and peanut butter.
To me, it's almost like a not so creamy Bailey's. You know, like Bailey's has that sweetness and creaminess. This one has that sweetness, but not as creamy. But if you want to compare to something else, it does taste like a Bailey's to me. It does not taste like a whiskey, does not taste like a bourbon. It's very different, but it's still very smooth. It still has a good flavor, I think this would pair very well with chocolate, hence the, peanut butter cup. So I have my 60% Ghirardelli.
I got to say, I love it with the strawberry pie. I'm going to go with the 60% next. I'm going to do a little rinse out here.
Oh, and if you don't believe me that it says in the back contains peanuts. So if you have a peanut allergy, don't touch this.
Yes, by the way. I'm going to give a shout out this week. All right, we got these in the mail. Thank you. Last week we were guests on Cindy's bucket list web show, and she made these for us and sent them to us. All right, appreciate that. So we got them both in the mail. All right, and now they will be on our desks as part of our show every week.
That's right. And there is a drawing that she's doing for us, a double shout out. I know she sent it to us. I've been kind of crazy busy with my day, but we're going to be posting it on the website.
Yes.
If you become a subscriber to our YouTube, when we hit that 100 subscribers, she is giving away a 5-day vacation. And then if you also subscribe to her podcast, she's going to throw in an additional 3 days. So this is your way of getting pretty much a freebie vacation. So go to our YouTube channel, Like the Way You Drink, look us up, because you could win a vacation. Thank you, Cindy, for being so awesome and being not only a little thank you gift for us for being on her podcast, but she wants to help us grow too through her bucket list travel agency. So,
ma'am.
Okay, so on to
really Reese's peanut butter cup.
Right? Just dip this in here and eat it.
Chocolate goes very well with chocolate. It does. Kind of reminds me of a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh my goodness, the tanginess. I think I got more of a bite of a rhubarb than the strawberry on that one.
I'm thinking, I couldn't get strawberry rhubarb, so I got just regular strawberry the filling has a little bit of rhubarb flavor to you. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
But that's what I could get here. All right, so I was lacking on that. But Gwen made an awesome pie for me this morning. Thank you so much, Gwen. Strawberry pie is awesome, by the way. So I just did a rinse out here, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to move over and try it with Simon. I haven't made our drink yet, but with the strawberry, it gave me like the peanut butter jelly sandwich idea feeling.
And that's part of why we picked peanut butter and jelly, because of the strawberry rhubarb and peanut butter. We're like, hey, that sounds like PB&J. And we looked up a drink and we found it. So thank you very much to A Couple Cooks. That's where we found the drink we'll be making now.
A Couple Cooks. Let's give it's Sonia and Alex, I think, are on that site. I'm gonna do a quick share of their website so you guys can see it.
And then while you do that.
All right, so this is A Couple Cooks website, Sonia and Alex. All right, all right, if you see.
There it is.
They do a great website. So thank you guys for this recipe that we're going to try today. You can go to there, acouplecooks.com/peanut-butter-and-jelly-drink. So,
and the cool thing about it is that they not only have the PB&J, they have other drinks that you can make with Skrewball. So get that medium bottle. If you feel like I don't want the big bottle, but I don't want the taster, get this size. This one is a 375 milliliter. And you can make multiple drinks from here. And there's an old fashioned in there. We'll talk about that in a moment. But
I seen that today. Of course, me, Mr. Old Fashioned.
Right.
So let me stop the share on that. I stop there and go with here. This is the website right here where you can find the drink we're making tonight.
And this one is it's alcohol by volume. So most whiskeys should be at like 40 alcohol by volume. This one's 35. So it doesn't hit that 40. So it is considered a flavored whiskey. So you will probably find it in the same general vicinity. And then they even have on the back of it here. So behind the label, if you're looking at it from the back, it tells you the pronunciation of Skrewball whiskey on there, which is funny. And the bar that Stephen, I don't know if he still has it or not. I'm sure he does. But it was always all the eclectic, different type of people, what makes you uniquely you. And so that's why for them it's, this goes to all the Skrewballs out there that are so different that we don't fit in. And
I have to drink more in mine to be able to see that.
Yeah, it's in there. And then there's more writing in there, but it gives a little bit of information. But yeah, that's what made it kind of like, okay, I will try it. And
wait a minute. Did you notice when you went to the liquor store, like my liquor store had several peanut butter whiskeys, but this one here had a thing onto it that said limit 2.
Really? We didn't have a limit. And I did go to the Oregon state line. That's where I got this one. And they're so good there. I didn't have to do any shopping this weekend for liquor because I had picked this one up a couple weeks out. But state line, they're always good, as well as Stafford Liquor here in Wilsonville. They are like my 2 go-to liquor stores. And then also Total Wine and More, of course, in Washington. When I can't get something in Oregon, I'll go into Washington and pick it up there because they're also have always taken care of me, or of us also. They take care of Tim. So that's
they take such good care of me the last couple of weeks as we're packing up here. I have 140 bottles of wine. So I've been getting boxes to put my wine in. A couple boxes, like about 3 or 4 boxes a week when I go to do my pickup for the local week. I was like, do you mind? And I go on Mondays so that I can get the couple of boxes. And I just have to get 1 more box to fill up the rest of my wine. I've got them all with a week and a half to go. So it does not, when I look at this recipe, it doesn't really give exact measurements, does it?
Oh, it is. It's towards the bottom. Just keep going.
Okay.
And it'll give you the the how many. Well, you know me. I usually go with the way that I want to do it anyway. But they say use 100% cranberry juice because if you go with the concentrate, that it is too sweet for this recipe because this is already sweet enough as it is. So you want to go with the 100% juice? Yes, it's more expensive. It's like on the low end $6, on the high end about $8 if you're getting true the orange juice or the cranberry juice. The other thing it calls for, which you do not have to do, but and I don't have a bottle of it, but because I already had Grand Marnier, is Cointreau. So that is it was originally started. It was first actually out there in the mid 1800s by the brothers Cointreau. So it is French and it is the label. So there are other orange liqueurs out there. Triple Sec is another one, and I happen to have Grand Marnier, a little bottle. So I'm using this one because it only calls for like a teaspoon or so. And I did not get my mixer.
Almost dumped the bottle of Skrewball.
I'm gonna have to eyeball this one because I didn't pull out my my amount. So
I'm dropping ice cubes in it now, and I'm about to shake.
There you go. So I have my ice cubes here. You can shake it before, but there's a lot of things you can do with this one. So we're gonna start it with the 2 ounces of Skrewball. I'm doing less than 2 ounces. I have a board meeting after this, so I'm going to go with 1 ounce of the Skrewball, and then one ounce, so which is a half an ounce of the cranberry, and then 1 teaspoon of your orange liqueur, and of course for me it's going to be a half a teaspoon. And this is supposed to cut that sweetness down a little bit. That's why they suggest this one. It is optional.
So I think I have the wrong cranberry juice because mine is more of a pink than a red.
Mine is red.
No, this is my drink after it's finished.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I do think I went with, I probably should have put more cranberry into it.
I was going to say, try adding a little bit more cranberry in there, and maybe that'll, and then to top it off, one of the ways you can top this one off is put a little bit of peanut butter on a blackberry, on a raspberry, any kind of berry, or you can make little mini, from one peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you can cut that, I would cut the crust off and then cut it in 4s. And then you can make 4 little toppers in here where you get the little sandwich in there. And if a little bit of the peanut butter or the jelly goes into the drink, who cares? You're drinking PB&J, so just enjoy it. Oh, wow.
Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
And I think I added, I might have to just a little bit more because I taste more of the strawberry. It truly, even though it's cranberry, it tastes like strawberry to me because of that tanginess.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I'm tasting that peanut butter and the jelly piece of it all together. So, but yeah, it should be red. If it's not red enough for you, add a little bit more cranberry juice in there.
Yeah, mine's still a little pink, but
it's okay. We're going to try with the chocolate. Actually, I'm going to leave the chocolate for last. I'm going to start this time with let's start with the key lime. My key lime crumble.
So Friday night we went to a restaurant here called Houston's? No.
Huh?
Hudson. The Hudson, it's called. All right. It's a couple of years old. And we went with friends that Gwen and I haven't gone out with in a while. Our friends, she runs she's a director of a major charity here in Dallas, and he works for NFL Films and sports films as like he's one of the top film people to control the whole film. And we very rarely get to have dinner with this couple because they're close friends of ours because of all of our lives are like we're always never in the same place at the same time, right? But we did. We actually got to have dinner with them on Friday night, and we went to this place called the Hudson, which is the first place we ever, as two couples, ever went to eat at, right? Okay. And the lady comes out and says, "Well, we got some, dessert," and they go through them all, and the key lime pie. She says, "Well, we got key lime pie." I'm like, "Okay, that's what I want." And I almost was going to go down and get their key lime pie today, but I just had a very busy day to get it. It was just awesome key lime pie. So
you should have gotten the key lime pie to go, an extra one to go. You're like, save it in the fridge for Monday.
Well, I don't like getting our foods 3 days early.
Okay.
I want to get them on Saturday or Sunday at the earliest. Right. Today is the best because of the fact that I want them fresh for the show. All right. We made the pie fresh this morning. And let me tell you, because I had a hard time cutting it out, it looks like this big mess.
As pie should, especially after you warmed it up. That's the one thing with pie. I remember being a waitress when I was in high school. We would warm up the apple pie and we would cut it. And it would be like these perfect triangles and it's just gorgeous. And then we'd warm it up for 30 seconds and it would just go splat. And it's like, ah. And so if it was a la mode, we would try to use the ice cream on the side to help lift it a little bit. But because the warmth and the cold, then you're now melting the ice cream and the pie isn't really standing. And so it's like it wasn't looking as pretty as I would have wanted to get it to look in front of the clientele, which was, it was like a little, burger joint. So like if anybody cared, I did, but I don't think anybody else did. The things I pay attention to since I was a kid. Yeah, I'm very particular.
You put that with the strawberry pie, it makes it more peanut butter jelly-ish.
Yes. Yeah, with the lime, with both the cheesecake and the parfait, the tartness of the lime came through. And with the strawberry rhubarb, it just kind of made it more jammy.
It brought more of your fruit like your jelly would be.
Yep, more jammy in my opinion. Yep, I like that. So this is a good combination. You can have it by itself or you can have it as a PB&J. That is very yummy.
Okay. A very interesting twist with the chocolate. It's not like, you remember I said the chocolate with just the whiskey gave me the Reese's.
Yeah.
The chocolate overpowered the flavor of the drink. And I'm only doing the 60% chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I did the 72%, it would really overpower the drink. Literally, it wipes the drink out. It wipes the flavor of the jelly and stuff in the drink out.
Have it right after to where you still have a little bit of chocolate, like in the back of your, it hasn't quite.
Eat the chocolate first and then take the drink?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can get this piece out.
Because what happened to me is at first I felt like it was overpowering, but then once I did that second sip where I still had a little bit of chocolate and then the drink, then it kind of balanced out where I could still taste that PB&J, but it was still kind of a little chocolate in there as an enhancement.
That mellows it.
Yeah, it mellows it.
Okay.
So just a little bit. So if you do want to have chocolate with it, then have it by itself. But if you want to have the PB&J drink, then I would go with, do a pie, either the strawberry rhubarb or strawberry. That goes well together.
I'm betting the blueberry pie we had last week would go well with this too.
Right.
Because I think the blueberry would really, think about, what was your favorite jelly when you had peanut butter and jelly?
Just regular strawberry. That's what I grew up with. I actually got introduced to orange marmalade when I was a waitress, because that's what we used for breakfast as well as for the when we made banana splits. And I was like, orange marmalade? Why would you do orange marmalade? And I tasted it and I go, oh, orange marmalade. That was really good. Buttered toast with orange marmalade was delicious.
Well, growing up, I love strawberry, but we couldn't get strawberries. Like today, we get our fruit brought in from all parts of the world.
Right.
Growing up, we got strawberries, but when the local supply was out, we didn't get them until next season. But strawberries was always my favorite jam. The one we had the most was blackberry, because we had tons of blackberries growing around us, and we had quite a bit of blueberries, but mostly there was a lot of blackberries growing around us on the farms around us that we could go pick.
Oh, yeah. We have, I was in Ridgefield for a baby shower this weekend, and as I'm driving, I took the scenic route because it was going to take me as long to take the freeway, because it's like freeway and then cut across, or I could just do the scenic route. And there was like 3 pick your own blueberries, pick your own raspberries. And another thing that is hard to find anywhere outside the Pacific Northwest is Marionberries. So there are Marionberries and Marionberry pies almost all year round out here, because it is just, they grow like a weed. You can go golfing and there it is. And we got stuck when we did the eclipse. We had a gorgeous view of the eclipse. And as we're driving, of course, we're in stop and go traffic out in the country. And so it's like, hey, go pick some Marionberries. So my friend Sylvia gets out of the car because, yeah, we're on the highway, but we're stuck. We're not going anywhere. She got out, cut a few branches, brought it back, and we're, rinsing them off with the bottled water we had and eating Marionberries from the side of the road. Yep. Don't tell the owners. It was a Newburgh. Wow. But this was actually a pretty good drink. So going back to the old fashioned. So
yeah, they have a Skrewball old fashioned on here, which
yes,
I'm going to pull that recipe up.
Yeah, so it's Angostura bitters. So you got your Skrewball, and then you got your Angostura bitters, and then you top it off with soda water. The soda water tones down the sweetness of the Skrewball. So you don't have to top it off with that soda water, but it's better if you do, if you don't want it too sweet. I don't care for too sweet. So it's like 4 dashes of the Angostura bitters. We'll get that. And I'm going to see if I can bring it up too, because there was Skrewball or old fashioned. And the way that it looks, y'all, now that I have it up here.
There you go. There's the recipe up on screen from acoupleofcooks.com.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You want it with the cherry, make it look all pretty.
So bring the picture up. There you go.
There you go. That's it.
So
it's Skrewball peanut butter, Angostura bitters, soda water, and a large ice cube, because
you can't do an old fashioned with a little ice cube.
Right. So
it's against the law.
Ice cubes. One of the things that they talked about on there was that you want a clear ice cube. So if you look at my ice cube, it is not clear. It is opaque. Now, do you know how to get a clear ice cube without having to spend a ton of money and buying a machine that makes you a clear ice cube?
How?
So the reason that the ice cubes that we make turn out to be opaque is because they are getting cold from all angles. And so particles get trapped inside. So they start from the outside in. Particles get trapped inside, hence why the opaque look. So in order to make it clear is that you want to have a small cooler that fits in your freezer, and you take the lid off. So some of those individual coolers. So what you do is that you put like 4 inches of water at the bottom of it. Make sure the water is warm, not hot, but just lukewarm. 4 inches at the bottom. You throw it in the freezer for 18 to 48 hours, however much you want. When you pull it out, there will be edges that are going to be opaque, but the middle is going to be fairly clear. So then what you do is you flip it over, put it in the sink for a few minutes. That whole layer, which is going to be a foot by 9 inches or so, it's going to start coming down. So then from there, you get a serrated knife and you start cutting through it. You want it to kind of break off. So if you have those, more rectangular, you want to cut them. And what happens is that because it's in this cooler, it starts getting cold from the top down, and it's a very even. So instead of all angles getting cold, it's top down cold, which will get you that crystal clear, beautiful, clear ice cubes. And that's how you make it. That's the cheap way of making it.
We should.
Or you could just buy the machine for put $300 and have it make you.
No. We should create that video doing, with you doing the steps and recording it on video and put it on our YouTube channel.
I do have a small, I read it yesterday, so I'm like, ooh, I got to try this. And I happen to have a small one, so I will, make that, and I'll get the before and afters, and then we'll thank our two cooks, because they're the ones that took us over. Sometimes you get that click bait. That's how I feel sometimes when I start reading stuff, that I go into the next thing and the next thing. So, but that's something that I would love to try. I want to get my clear ice cubes, because I like my big ice cubes. And when you have a gorgeous drink like a peanut butter and jelly, or you have an old fashioned, you want that clear ice cube, because it allows your drink's color to just pop. With the opaque, you still saw the beautiful red, but you couldn't see it all the way through because of that opaque color. So, food for thought: clear ice cubes.
Almost finished strawberry pie.
I almost asked if you finished strawberry pie. Was that a heavy whipping cream on top, or just whipped cream?
Yeah.
Of course. I can't wait to visit you. Gwen, I'll cook for you if you can make pies and stuff, because I don't bake.
Believe it or not, the strawberry pie is not a lot of baking.
Really?
No, your strawberry pie is basically putting the filling together in a pie crust.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, don't just say that. You make it seem as though it's no big deal. So Gwen just made it really easy.
Well, yeah. But Gwen will tell you, she's not she doesn't feel she's the greatest at baking. My mom runs circles around baking. One of my childhood friends, he's great at baking, and he's got a blog called The Woodworking Baker. All right, which we're actually talking to him about creating muddlers, right? Yeah. For our listeners, with our logo onto it. And Tim's actually trying to talk me through a way. His name's Tim Schweinsberg. And Tim you go look up the woodworkingbaker.com. All right. He does woodworking and he does baking stuff. And he's great at both.
Nice. I will tell you, many eons ago, probably 20 some odd years ago, that'll tell you my age, I was working at this large payroll company. And they were all about making sure that we had fun things to do. And one of them was, we had a craft fair, but then we had a pie baking contest. Well, we had a baker in the office that she did all the baking, and everybody loved her baking. And there was no way I can compete against her. So I was not competing against her baking. What I did compete against, though, was best presentation. So that was the first time I made a lemon meringue pie. And I had never made it before. It looked really pretty. But then I made a basket with the lemons and then the butterfly coming out of it, a gingham tablecloth, and then a blue little runner. And then I put it there. I made lemonade with glasses and the lemons. I mean, for presentation, I got it, but not for taste, which is okay. I still won first place on something. So that's my story about baking. That had nothing to do with baking. It was more about presentation. So.
Well, I mean, I learned what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. It's when we created this show. I don't have the knowledge of the whiskeys, but I love doing the tasting of them, right? You have the knowledge of the whiskeys. The food pairings, the reason I put the food pairings, we talked about this when we were creating the show, was I got my sense of pairing foods with drink when I worked for Starbucks.
Right.
Because I never thought about pairing a certain coffee with a certain pastry until I worked with Starbucks. And I became known at Starbucks because I learned to taste. I learned to put pairs together. The lady came up one time and she said, I don't know what I want to drink. And I said, tell me your favorite dessert. And she told me something. And I said, we've got this chocolate coconut frappuccino. It will really resemble the chocolate that you like. All right. Or the basically I said she said like an Almond Joy candy bar.
Yes. Yes.
We've got this chocolate coconut frappuccino that when you put it together, it's like having an Almond Joy on ice. And she did it. She came back. She goes, I want another one. But
Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds. Oh, is it no? Mounds got nut. Almond Joy does which one?
Almond Joy's got nuts. Tim doesn't. Oh no. Which reminds me of a joke. Can I tell a dirty joke on our show?
I don't know how dirty it is. I'll follow up with a different dirty joke. Sure, tell us.
Okay. So my hairdresser, all right, his name's Paul. Guy who cuts my hair, barber is Paul. And Paul and I are telling jokes this past 2 weeks ago when he was cutting my hair. And he says, down in Destin, Florida, these 3 young guys are walking down the beach checking out girls. And this gorgeous looking girl in a bikini comes walking by and winks at one of them. Just the old, And the one guy goes, hey, man, she winked at me. What do I do? What do I do? And his 2 buddies turn around and goes, wink back. So he turns back to her and gives her an old wink, So then she goes, winks, and blows a kiss. Again, he turns to his friends. What do I do? What do I do? She winked and blew a kiss. His friends goes, wink and blow a kiss back. How hard is this? So then she's really getting frisky. So she takes her top off and shows her breasts. To which the guy goes, she's showing me her breast. What do I do? So one guy turns to him and says, show her your nuts. To which he goes,
Killed him in the 4th grade or 5th grade. I think that might have been a 5th grade joke.
I think that was a 5th grade. Maybe we're just past 3rd, but almost into 4th. Yeah.
Boy, is he nuts! I'm telling you.
Anyway.
And hopefully, and that, is that when you got that big old zzz in the back when you went, ah?
Yeah, just about. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. No. It's really good when you can actually tell jokes that they're dirtier but aren't dirty. But anyway, that's what I heard that one. I was like, and I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tell that joke on Peanut Butter Week.
There you go. Because it's a little nutty. Hail to all the screwballs out there and all the nutty ones out there.
Yeah. So
this one's for you.
Yeah. So this week, you know what I mean? Again, this week's podcast, all right, in doing my research and stuff, I didn't quite come up with the ideas like, you know what I mean, like you did with the cranberry juice, the real cranberry juice, and I got the cocktail, so mine's a little tweak of difference. But each week when we do the research of trying to do these, we're always trying to come up with and make sure we get the right taste. And almost always, every week, we're finding that even though we prepped the recipe a month ago, there's always something one of us can't find.
Right.
Always.
It's
something one of us can't find.
2 weeks ahead of time. There was key lime at the Safeway when I was looking for the blueberry, and I ended up with the blueberry key lime cheesecake was because I couldn't find the blueberry, but I had the key lime. And then this weekend when I'm looking for key lime, and I'm looking at multiple places, nothing. And then even Sherry's, they're like, we're out. I'm like, they're like, we'll get it tomorrow. Or, I'm like, well, tomorrow doesn't do me any good. I need it for today.
Yeah. Well, so I was like Friday night, I sat at that restaurant and I was like, do I get it to go now where it sits in my refrigerator for 2 days?
Right.
And I knew I was going away on Saturday. It wouldn't be back till Sunday night. And I'm like, I could have went down last night to see if they had it or called ahead of time. But sometimes, you know what I mean? That's the problem. When we try to get the pies, this month with pies is kind of difficult because you either got to make a good pie or you got to find it. Yeah. All right. And sometimes making the pie is work. Like Gwen did the blueberry, really good, but there's some work into making a pie. It's not. Yeah, it's not just like it's not like my microwaving my hot dog. It takes some work.
Or making tacos. I mean,
making tacos. Oh my God, let's not go into making tacos. Yeah.
It's a little bit of work, but it's not too bad. Yeah, the certain thing baking is just so precise, and that's why it's like, oh my goodness, so precise, and it takes time, and then you got to cool it off, and then do the things, and you can't, frost it until if it's a cake until it's cooled down X amount of time, and oh my goodness, what a process! Like, Really? I have no patience for that.
And I'm trying to think, what do we have? We had I think we had a souffle on Saturday night for dessert. I can't remember what we had that Gwen had, because Gwen picked the dessert on Saturday. I mean, I was so full of this restaurant that we went to on Saturday night. First of all, we sit down. It's like it was in the basement of it. It's an old building in Fort Worth that was turned into a hotel, and the restaurant is in the basement of the hotel. So I mean, and it's really classily done. I should have taken pictures while I was down there. Well, the gentleman who's like, the manager, he comes walking up to the table, and I forget what his name was. We had a great conversation and with 2 glasses of champagne. We'd like to welcome you here to dinner tonight. Here's a little small glass of champagne to get your dinner started. Right?
Nice.
Then they bring by a little taster of like a piece of salmon sashimi all right, here's a little taster of compliments from our chef. Like, we haven't even ordered anything yet. Right?
You know what that's reminded me of when I was in Puerto Vallarta at the marina, because there was so much competition. They would give you tasters. They do that at the mall sometimes, where it's like, here, taste. Well, you've tasted it. You're like, it's like we do that to Maverick, give him a little something, and once he's tasted it, it's like, okay, I'm ready to eat, and he'll eat his food. I think that's what they're trying to do, is prep our taste buds. Oh my goodness, my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Once they prep our taste buds, then we're ready to go, okay, yes, I am hungry, and this is what I'm hungry for.
Yeah.
That is such a great idea.
Yeah, they had, ended up getting appetizers. I can't remember what I got for appetizer. But then they had like salad and soup. So they had a wedge salad, that's the thing I'm into right now, wedge salads.
Right.
I always want to taste it. Great wedge salad. I did about 3/4 of a wedge salad. And then they brought my dinner was pork chops. And I'm thinking, like me, first of all, growing up, I love thin pork chops, not the thick ones we have today.
Okay.
This pork chop was this thick with 2 bone sticks.
Wow.
I don't think I ate 1/4 of it, and I was full.
Yeah.
Right. And then we had a cream spinach that I chose. Like, they had their vegetables were ordered to share, so there was enough there in the vegetable for 2 people.
Yeah.
So I got cream spinach to go with it. Gwen got the Chilean sea bass, which I looked at that first. That was awesome, right? But I don't like curry, but that's the one recipe out there that if it doesn't have curry on it, would disappoint me.
Okay.
It's just that it's just so full of flavor. And I was almost going to get that. But Gwen's like, oh, get the steak. I mean, and the steak was like $65, $70. And I know that by the time I got through all those stages of food, I was going to have 2 bites of a steak and I was not going to finish it. I'm like, I'm paying $65 for 2 bites.
Right.
But anyway. It was a fabulous restaurant. All right. They had Baker's 7-year Baker's, which I love Baker's. Can't find it hardly anywhere anymore. Bourbon, but they didn't have it. So I got a Buffalo Trace. All right. And Gwen got a martini, and then she did a rosé to go with her dinner. I just drank water with my dinner. So,
yeah, I got Buffalo Trace. That was the last one that I got. It's in the bar, because it's like, I'm like, let's switch it up from the Maker's Mark, go to Buffalo Trace. And I don't always want a Scotch. Scotch is very specific. And then of course got the Riviera whiskey, so got
I moved that downstairs. It's not up here anyway. Yeah.
So that's the other one that I have in the bar, kind of in the go-to. And then for next week, we do have, so is Gwen going to make you another strawberry pie for next week?
Yes.
Okay, so next week, strawberry pie and peach pie.
And peach pie, yes.
And then we're going to have, we're both going to make our own whiskey drink. We haven't figured out exactly what. We have like a list of options. We just haven't decided which one we want to bring to you. We want something that's fun and easy and yummy. So we're going to be trying to figure that out, unless you've already figured out yours, Tim.
I haven't.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I haven't. I truthfully haven't. I've looked through a couple different recipes. I'm not decided because I want to do something unique. All right, because that's after that episode, we're going to take about a 3-week, maybe 4-week break while I move and set up my new studio. So
we want to leave you with some goodies to try while we're gone. And that doesn't mean we won't post. We're still going to post on Facebook. Maybe some little videos of how-tos. There are quite a few out there that are kind of fun and different, and we'll just share those with you in lieu of us being in front of camera with you. But we're going to miss you all.
Yeah. But we have one more week of cool with recipes. I also put down on my notes to try to get some of that peach Jim Beam. Did you have that in your notes?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can get because Jim Beam comes in flavors, and sometimes like I got the apple that one week. Okay. I'm going to see if I can't get the peach or the orange in the small bottles, so I don't have to buy a big bottle of it.
Right. I'm going to look for it too. I'll check out. And the thing is that if I ask in enough time, they should be able to order. So unless they have to have a minimum, I might be able to get it. So I'll be able to look up on the website, see who has what. If not, there's always Total Wine & More that have a ton of flavored everything. So we'll check it out.
They totally hook us up. So again, we're reminded of our shout outs this week. First of all, thank you to Cindy for having us on her podcast. All right. And making these special gifts up for us. Thank you so much, Cindy. All right. I truly got to give a shout out to, to the guys up at Total Wine & More here in Plano, Texas today. All right. First of all, they're giving me all my boxes to pack my wine so I can move it without breaking any of my bottles. And when I calculate, I calculated how much wine I had, to blow your mind. But my 150 bottle rack of wine is all in boxes at this point. And I still have a cooler full of wine that I have to pack. So special thanks to those guys. Thanks to Gwen for making this recipe, all right, with the strawberry. And, great. I forget the name of it we found on the key lime. But, I want to shout out to Houston's because, man, they inspired me to stick through with this key lime because I was almost going to give up the idea. I thought it was a bounce against what we were doing.
Right.
And after tasting it on Friday night, I'm like, no, this is going to go with it. So what you got?
So my shout out is to Eric at Sherry's. He's the one that hooked me up with the strawberry rhubarb, and he did go out. He was looking everywhere to see if maybe there was a key lime pie hiding somewhere, and it wasn't. But he still took care of me. So thanks so much, Eric. And then to Stephen and Brittany from Skrewball. Man, this is so different. It is not my normal go-to. I was like poo-pooing it, and oh my goodness, it is delicious. Yeah. Add a little bit of chocolate to this, you're gonna have your peanut butter cup. So there you go. So thanks so much.
I'll bet you this would go with some good cocoa.
Oh my goodness, that's right. And coffee. You can put this in coffee.
Yes.
Coffee, cocoa.
Add this to your mocha, to a mocha drink. I'm betting this would be a kick-ass add to mocha.
Yeah, I think so. This is going to be great for fall, winter, putting it in warm drinks. This is very soothing. This is very comforting.
Yeah.
Very comforting drink. And then today it was in a summer drink, with cranberry juice of all things. So thank you for doing that. And looking forward to next week. We'll see. It'll be a little crazy because Sean's undergoing the night. He's getting a total right hip replacement. So, my heart goes out to them and to him and to my Rotary Club. Oh my goodness, my Rotary Club has been so supportive. So Rotary Club of Wilsonville, thank you so much for being supportive of me being out from being with you for about a month. I might or might not be able to log in. I'm not sure. We have hybrid. So I'm usually the tech person, tech. But I wrote all the procedures and said, hey, and they're like, we got you. So I
spoke at that one. Yeah, those are good people.
Yeah. So Tim got to present about blogging and
those are really good people. I've talked to quite a few of them. Yeah.
Oh, good. So really good people, very caring. So they truly do care. So thank you to my Rotary family for being there.
Cool. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close out another week. All right. Be sure to drink responsibly. All right. If you had too much to drink, please call a ride, Uber, Lyft, whatever it is. All right. Or just stay put for a couple hours. Do not drink and drive. All right. If you're underage, this show is not for you. We don't encourage drinking underage. Please do it legally. And if you have a drinking problem, please seek help. All right. We'll be the first two people to go out and get you the help you want. All right. Don't let this become something that controls your life. Learn to enjoy the taste and enjoy the way that you taste and enjoy the way you drink in life.
Oh, very true. I was doing that earlier today. I was helping find locations for a friend's family to help find where could he get the help that he needs, where are the providers, who is in network, what's the insurance. So, we do stuff like that. So whatever you need, just reach out. Sometimes you just need an ear to talk to. So we're here for you. We got you. We got you.
All right. Before we go then, all right, tell them about your business, all right, and what you do for a living, so if they need your help.
So I am Gladys Beltwell with Insurance by Design, helping small employers with less than 50 employees with their employee benefits with my upcoming book, 101 Creative Employee Benefits for All Budgets. You can find me at insurancedesignpros.com. Cool. And this is my partner, Tim.
All right. And guys, I'm Tim Gillette, Simple Easy Marketing. You can go to simpleeasyevents.com to find out about what and how we can teach you to make it easier for your customers to find you with online marketing. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tim.
I'm Gladys.
Bye.